Welcome everyone, I'm an iPhone 12 mini owner. You may own the 12 mini or 13 mini and you're looking at the 14 series and you're wondering, should you be upgrading? Now for some people, yes, you should be upgrading. In my case, I'm not. It just depends what you use a phone for. So let's discuss. So first of all, the size. When you do get the 14 or 14 Pro, I mean, they're going to be larger than the 12 mini. The reason why I like the mini is because, look at that. I can reach all four corners of the phone. No questions asked. It feels so comfortable to hold. It feels light in the hands. Some people say you can't type on the 12 mini. Really? So I failed, but like you can type perfectly fine. I used to use an iPhone 5S for years or something like that. You know, that phone's smaller than this. Don't listen to anyone who says you can't type on a mini. you just aren't used to the mini. That's the problem. Now when it comes to the 14 and the 14 Pro, when I picked them up, first of all, 14 Pro is weirdly heavy. I mean, okay, stainless steel here. This glass I think is frosted, maybe that's heavier. 14 is more like the iPhone 12 mini. Like if you hold a 14 and you hold a 14 Pro, honestly, the Pro feels like it's double the weight. It feels weird. Like the 14 feels like 14 Pro, it starts to feel weirdly heavy. But one thing you're going to keep in mind is you're not going to be able to reach all four sides of your phone. Yep. Ugh. It's just not possible. You also have to stretch your hands for this side here. Of course, you do have reachability. It's not like it's the end of the world here. But yeah, I think the 12 mini, I do like the form factor more. And that is something you'd compromise with the 14 or 14 Pro. It's the 14 and 14 Pro are the same size. Now the display. So looking at the display, they look the same. I mean, that's the truth. But there is a difference, which is 2000 nits on the 14 Pro. You're not going to notice it on camera, even though I'm recording in HDR. This is 1000 nits, this is 2000 nits, and then I think this is like 800, something like that. The truth is, if you're indoors, they all look the same, and you know what, they are all decent. There's no real upgrade if you do go for the 14 or 14 Pro. However, when you are outside, you can be able to see the screen of the 14 Pro, no problem. 12 mini, I mean, we all know. It's okay, it's not great though. This is actually really good. I'm not using my phone in direct sunlight that much, because in the UK, sunlight, that was a funny one. But if you're in the US, Australia, maybe the 14 Pro is looking more appealing in that regard. Now, the actual extra features, right? So when it comes to the 14, well, extra features, you know, you have less of a notch, I guess you could say, because the 12 mini does have that large notch here. 13 mini does have the same notch as the 14 if you're wondering. 14 Pro on the other hand has the dynamic island, and the truth is this is not a feature. I don't know why people gas this up. The facts are the notifications, they appear here, and on the 12 mini they appear here. They still appear, it's not like they disappear. It's not like the dynamic island can have the full notification without obstructing. Your content will be slightly obstructed with the device regardless, okay? And some people have been guessing this up, but also if you use an Apple Watch, the facts are you get a better notification system than the 14 Pro's dynamic island. 12 mini plus Apple Watch, this is the perfect combo, and that beats the dynamic island, no questions asked. Now the 14, I mean, it's going to be the same as the 12 mini. Notifications are going to be the same. Now the 14 Pro, they have crash detection and satellite system, and then everyone's like, oh, satellite's so cool, but it costs money. Did you know that? It actually costs money after 2 years, that is, subscription service. So here is the deal. The truth is, I don't go trekking. I haven't found that really to be a feature. If you are going out and about, you know, hiking, etc., that could be a pretty good feature. That could be a feature that you're like, actually, I don't want to get lost, like generally, and I'm not even saying that as a sarcastic comment. I want to use that. With the crash detection, I don't know, like, it's cool, but that's really where that ends. You know, it's not really something that I'm looking at and I'm like, I need the 14 Pro today, or I need the 14 today. No, that's not something I'm even considering, okay? Now, when it comes to the processor, we have A16 on 14 Pro, A15 on 14, and the A14 on the 12 mini. And the truth is, actually, the performance, okay, it's better on A16, it's better on A15, but A14 is still okay. The app launch times were slowed down with iOS 16, but I think that applies to every processor. iOS 16 needs optimization. I have a ton of issues with this on my 12 mini. The only reason why I updated my 12 mini to iOS 16 is so I could get the sleep metrics from Apple Watch. You can see like the cool sleep, the deep sleep, the REM sleep. This is such a cool feature, and that alone is the reason why I updated. I don't care about the this. I mean, what you may not know is this has been here for like 5 years, you know. Apple Watch really replaces the, it's better than the iOS 16 lock screen, okay? If I want to know the weather, oh, there we go, the weather's right here. Guys, you want to get an Apple Watch, believe me. It really is so cool. But yeah, you know, the performance is perfectly fine. You do get a little extra black screen there when you're opening up settings. Okay, so like if I were to do a quick comparison, it's slightly slower on iPhone 12 mini, but it's not like when I use the iPhone 8 on iOS 15, where it's like, can we hurry up now? You know, it's taking some time. You know, you're not really slowed down with the A14 here. A15 and A16, I mean, they are buttery smooth, right? No problems at all, okay? I think they're just as fast as each other. Maybe A16 is slightly faster. In the real world, in the synthetic world, A16 is actually pretty good, big improvement. So the truth is, I mean, right now, processor on iPhone 12 mini is okay. In a couple of years' time, A16 is definitely going to be a lot faster than even A15 or A14. But the battery life, this is actually the big one. So when we use the iPhone 12 mini, we know the battery life isn't the best. That is the truth. Let's not, you know, BS that one. However, it's not really that bad in my case. I only use a phone for 1 to 1.5 hours a day, so it's not like I really have any issues with the battery life because I rarely use a phone in the first place. If you're using a phone a lot, let's say 5 hours, 6 hours, you know, like you like your TikTok, you know, I'm not going to judge whether TikTok does lower your attention span. You know, you probably heard it all before, but yeah, to stop using TikTok. Anyway, the truth is you're going to get way better battery life on both the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro. The problem with the 12 mini is that the A14 chip uses a lot more battery, okay? If you have the 13 mini, you know how good the battery life is on that one. 12 mini isn't the greatest, but the truth is I can get a full day, you know, on a charge because I don't use my phone much. When I'm out and about, I carry a Sony phone, which is the device I use to record this video, so battery life isn't a concern for me. But if you're having concerns with the battery, you get crazy good battery life on both 14 and 14 Pro. They both are optimized for the battery, and so that's actually a very good thing. That is one of the reasons why you'd upgrade right here. And on top of that, the camera system. The camera system. So this was the reason why I was going to personally upgrade. All those other features, again, I don't care about, but the camera system, this is what I was going to care about. So first of all, selfie camera here. On 12 mini, it's okay. They upgraded it on the 14 and 14 Pro. I mean, it looks better, but it's a selfie camera. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. It's not that deep. When it comes to the video, they also improved the selfie video here. You can record 4K 60 HDR from the front-facing camera. You can't do that on the 12 mini. You can just record 4K 60 regular. If you don't even know what HDR is, you probably don't care. That's the truth. Now, when it does come to the rear sensors, when it comes to iPhone 12 mini versus iPhone 14, you know, the only real difference is nothing. But when it comes to the 14 Pro, you actually have some stuff that may tempt you. And this is what tempted me personally. So we have the 48 megapixel sensor as the main one in the rear camera. And what that means in English is you can actually do 2 times zoom without losing quality. That may not sound like a crazy thing, but actually that is a pretty darn cool feature. And of course you do have the 3 times sensor as well. You have the 0.5 ultra wide, and the truth is the camera system is a big upgrade from the 12 mini to the 14 Pro. When it comes from 12 mini to 14, the main sensor is better on 14, but the truth is the main sensor isn't bad on the 12 mini, so it's not like you're really going to notice that. So when you are upgrading from 12 mini to 14 mini, oh, let's wish, but if you're upgrading from 12 mini to 14 and 14 Pro, 12 mini only has 4K 30 HDR. This guy right here has 4K 60 HDR, both 14 and 14 Pro. You also have the cinematic mode, which just blurs everything out. You get 4K 30 on both. You don't get that feature at all on the iPhone 12 mini. You can get a better rear sensor on 14 and 14 Pro. You can get a better front sensor on 14 and 14 Pro. So there is a genuine reason to upgrade here, which is the camera. But here's the truth, okay? I was thinking about upgrading because I was going to use the 14 Pro to record all of my videos. That was the reason why I usually use iPhones to record all my videos. I've done that since my channel's existence, actually. However, the truth is I use a Sony to record my videos, and it's just better. Like, that's the truth. It is better than the 14 Pro's camera. If you're wondering, the reason why you've never heard of the Sony I use is because it overheats after 5 minutes of use. Literally, not even a joke. It also costs, what, £1,700. If you're wondering how I'm recording for 10 minutes, I have to use active cooling. When you use active cooling, this is the best camera ever. Well, not ever, but you know, on a phone. That is, 14 Pro still hasn't caught up to that, and until that happens, I'm not going to be upgrading. However, if you don't want to do what I'm doing, spend the extreme amount on the phone, use active cooling, this is an upgrade. This is a very big upgrade from the 12 mini, and actually this alone may be the reason why we want to upgrade. Okay, 14 Pro camera system is very good. But if you look at 12 mini and like, it's good enough, right, then you may not want to upgrade. Mainly if you want a 2x to 3x, you care about that stuff. This phone right here is screaming at you. 14, I mean, please, there's no zoom, so why do you even look at that? Now, the always on display. This is also a feature in iPhone 14 Pro only, not 14. You may notice that when I look at my phone, you don't see the always on display. That's because this guy right here exists, my Apple Watch. Like, it's cool and all these features with the 14 Pro, you may notice the theme. It's cool if you don't have an Apple Watch, but when you have an Apple Watch, none of these features wow me, truthfully, because I want to check the time. Oh, here's the time. I want to check the weather. Oh, here's the weather. I want to check my new notifications about, you know, here's the notification. Oh, maybe I want to play some music on my phone. Oh wait, I can do that all on my Apple Watch. Like, that is the truth. And even the crash detection, this is in the Apple Watch Series 8. If you get the Series 8, I have the Series 7. But, you know, a lot of these iPhone features that make you want to buy, it's all in the Apple Watch. That is the truth. That's the reason why I'm not upgrading. Just the iPhone 14 Pro features, they're great. If you don't have an Apple Watch, they are new features. The truth is, I turn off most of these new features. They're always on display, I turn off. Even the ProMotion I turn off. This is 120 Hz display, you didn't know that. I turn it off because, you know, once you see 60, it's perfectly fine. Once you see 120, you can't see a 60 Hz display without weeks of literally just your eyes hurting. Okay, 60 Hz is good enough. It is good enough on iPhone 12 mini. Okay, I play games 120 FPS on my iPad Pro. You know, there is no reason to even have 120 Hz on the iPhone. The people who cry about it, they're just whiners. I don't even want to hear them. That's the truth. iPhone 12 mini on its own is still a very solid phone. The only reason why I would ever upgrade from the 12 mini is because this phone starts to become too slow or my battery degrades too much. Okay, that is the truth. And right now, if I go to battery health, I'm 100%. This, you know, like, the truth is, you know, these new features, if they scream at you and you're like, I need to upgrade, then you need to upgrade. You do. Don't listen to anyone else. You need to upgrade. Maybe the iPhone 14, I don't really know why you'd upgrade to this, honestly. Maybe you're sick of the small size and you want to upgrade. Unless you're sick of the small size, there is no reason to upgrade to the 14. Really, there is not. But with the 14 Pro, there are reasons. You know, mainly the camera system is a massive upgrade. The 14 Pro is like, okay. The display is also an upgrade with the size. You know, they're always on display. The stuff which, you know, you can also get an Apple Watch is on the iPhone 14 Pro. So the truth is, you have two options, okay? You either upgrade from iPhone, of course, delivery attempted, but no one was at the door, so that's nice. But we have here iPhone 12 mini to 14 Pro. If you see the new features you want to upgrade, be my guest. However, if you don't see these features screaming at you, you could just get an Apple Watch, right, which has most of the 14 Pro features and doesn't cost 1,500 quid or 1,000, whatever it costs. Or you could just use the 12 mini and use it until it starts to get slow. And when it gets slow, which is not slow yet, maybe iOS 18 or 17, something like that, and you get the new iPhone at the time. Maybe it's the 14 Pro, because you could just get last year's device, but you know, that's going to be cheaper. That's up to you. I'm not upgrading though. That's really the point. It's a good phone, iPhone 14 Pro. 14 is, well, well. And yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Let me know what you're doing in the comments. Bye bye.